Yeah.
Yeah, I just always blinks before. Well, I see right away. I see you in the body. Like your energy body is present in the physical. I see your energy sphere. It's like a sphere, but it's a 3D, and it's composed of like 3 sections. You're in the middle, and there are 3 behind you. Okay, there is like to the right of you, to the left of me. I see the tall gray figure. Then behind, I see like a classical reptilian figure.
Yeah, great.
And then to the left, there's a snake. The interesting thing is, so the snake, he says he's from Booties. And I feel like when I touch you to check your DNA, that's you. What comes to me, there's Arcturus, like the star. And that's in the Buddhist constellation also, but this serpent, he comes from an orange, like a binary star or something like this. Because there's also nebulous, there's M3 to the right, like Arcturus here, and then there's a tail, and then in this tail, it's almost like they started taking over at some point the whole constellation. And I see you being pushed out, but I also see you on a spaceship. I see you on a spaceship, and you're just in this interesting. Here's the. It's a one-piece suit. It looks like it goes in waves. It's almost like scales on the fish, but it's a blue one like wavy thingy, and it overlaps one over the other. There's a Syrian energy present in you too. Like it's pretty strong. It's 38% of it. And yeah, and I see you on this. Okay, I see you in both things. I see you as a crystal growing on Arcturus, and I also see you as a humanoid, very tall, kind of like a darkish orange. It's hard to explain the skin color, but something like that, like a sandy maybe color, and like big, kind of like brownish type eyes. And you're in the suit, and you have a hood.
I have a what?
It's like a suit with the energetic hood. I think it's to protect from some energies when you go through portals. It serves something, because something about that atmosphere that in some stars that you go to you cannot really breathe. And that serpent being that I see, it's like in a robe with a hood. It's kind of hiding its face. And that is from the serpent's constellation, but it's more this way. So you're in the tail of the Buddhist constellation right here. And the serpents are here. I feel like they cornered you, kind of like this. And there's 2 parallel things I see at the same time, all the time. You're like a light purple, like amethyst, and you're growing out of the on the surface of Arcturus, and the surface looks very much like it's like a beautiful grain, like sandy kind of purplish type sand, but and from it there's just like big crystals growing, and these crystals they control the atmospheric, like energies in the atmosphere. They also produce some sort of energetic layers to protect the surface. They're connected. They're like in symbiotic relationship with the essence of the planet, and you run into parallel lives on it. And one of your lives as a scientist, and you go a lot to Series A, B, C, and there's a little like a satellite, which looks like we don't really see it because I would call it D then, because it's connected to the sea. So you go explore those, and looks like those are already taken over by the Draco, Draconian Empire, because there's like a Draco constellation. I see ships coming from there. Yeah, and I feel like when you go through this M3 right here, Arcturus M3, that's like a portal that you go through. Literally looks like a hole with energies around, and then you just go through and you're at the Series A or Series D, that little satellite is like a binary type planet. You just explore the surface. I see you getting some scopes. It's almost like clasps like this in your hands, and you're taking some samples, and there's little glass tubes, just like lab, and you're bringing them back to Arcturus. There's something about the surface, and there's something about the flora that you want to grow certain specific, I don't know how to call it. It's not flowers, but those are used for portal systems. Those like flowers, but when they fully grown and they grow quickly, they open up, and I see it's almost like a hole that is formed in the center that you can go to different universes. And there's some silver universe, there's golden universe, there's rectangular universe. That's what you're telling me right now, that those flowers are important. But this draconians are kind of dealing with this reptilian that I see behind you, and the serpent, and the tall grays. So, as I understand, they took over the Arcturus back then. And it comes to me, it's like 13 million years ago. That's what it was, according to our time. Did you come here? There is some platform that you prepare you for this. But what happened though, that part of you that was a scientist, they didn't really touch. And you're still there, because I still do see you there as a scientist. It's like you have a family, you have a little, I just see the timeline. I see you had like a little, looks like a boy, but they're bald, they don't have hair, pronounced face, like very sharp kind of chin, big eyes, and then more like deep green type. Just nose non-existent, just very flat, and it just looks like a little boy. And I see you go and you show him what you do, and you take him sometimes with you, and how you if I go all the way back, how you did that,
Mm-hmm.
you just basically, it's almost like you take a little piece of your energy, create a ball energy sphere in your hands, and let's call her wife, even though she kind of looks like you, but I sense more female energy. She does the same, like a ball. It looks like a blue ball, and almost like electric blue, like a real bright color. And then you put them together, and they're just like a child is formed. And I don't see a baby, I see like a child already standing, like in between two of you. It's almost like two trees produce a little tree in the middle, in between. That's what I see. And then you go to, yeah, you're staying there. It's just part of you. But the problem is that part of you was connected to the crystal, and the crystal was taken. And you have this profound feeling inside of you that you didn't, you were supposed to serve the essence of the planet, because it's like the energy exchange for the to producing enough energy so it can be circulating in between the essence of the planet and all the crystals that are on it at the surface level. And this is all in the fifth dimension. There are other dimensions, and I see them like in layers, and the planet is like terraformed. It looks different. I already see those flowers at your planet, and they're like sprouting in sixth dimension. So it's like you're sending the idea to the upper dimension.
What did you mean? You have a strong feeling of what? That I
And
didn't
yeah,
finish?
that no. You actually do, like in your, when I look at you, your mental and emotional bodies, I see in your mental and emotional bodies, it's almost like a traumatic experience that you're holding. It looks like a gray net all crumbled up in some sort of structure. And what I feel like when I touch it, the feelings of remorse and the feeling of like I didn't complete my mission there. I was supposed to help Arcturus to blossom, and they took me from my parents. For some reason, you are as a little crystal there, and you view the other crystals who gave life to you, because there's also an energy exchange. It looks like this. It kind of looks like this. Like when you see an atom, then you see the horizontal and vertical, and the vertical goes with the planet's essence, or soul, and then the horizontal one is with the crystals all around you, because you're like connected. It's like we are all connected at an energetic level. So that's what you feel like. You prematurely were taken,
By by
and
the by the Dracos? Reptilians?
I see the grays that are doing it. I see the little grays are doing it.
Oh.
And I see they serve. See, it's like an alliance or an agreement, because I see those serpent beings. Let's call it. I mean, it's like in agreement with draconians, with reptilians and tall whites. Here's a
Okay.
tall white, reptilian, and serpent. Those Dracos are connected to your 38% of this Syrian kind of DNA in you. That's slightly different. It's kind of like we have to deal with the ones that are connected to you right now. The thing is, it is as if you actually know about their presence from the other lives. This is your life number 9, and the previous eight lives,
Mm-hmm.
you've been, you've known about them. So in your energy sphere, you created like a tube, almost like a transparent tube, you know, like in the cloning facilities.
Mm-hmm.
So you're sitting inside a tube created by yourself with your own energy, and you separated you from those three sections in which those are sitting, but they actually do suck your energy. They suck up to 67% of your energy. So they get quite a bit. And then they're supposed to share with the Draconian Empire, which is kind of like on top right now. And I see them doing this. I see there's a lot of divisions under there are other beings under those draconians that I just started seeing. They look like chameleons, like their face is exactly like a face of a chameleon, but the body is more like a reptilian. But it doesn't matter. I'm telling you to call the whoever it is in charge of, and then the Draco comes. And he's very tall, green, muscular, and I see his like long tongue coming out. He's actually in control of the whole group that is connected to you, to your energy bodies in the etheric. So that's like it's like a group. And you're telling me that reptilians are kind of being dominated by Dragos right now. Because I'm looking at you, you're like giving me a lot of almost like files of information. Let me see what it is on. I just see right here, there's like a bulb. There's like some sort of construction. So there's just like a ring, but it's half ring. It's held like here from here. And here there's just two rods, almost like that. And there's like looks like a light bulb. But it's the ideas. It's just an implant. By the way, it's you can't really see it unless you touch it. I think that's some sort of technology that it made it transparent. I think the other implants are probably transparent too, because I see something in the hips on both sides, the tailbone, and some 1, 2, 3, like 3 spots. One in the middle, one on the right on the back here, and one right above the tailbone. Those are the ones. It's almost like those are energy kind of producing. They all look like light bulbs that we use in lamps, but they're slightly different. It's just kind of the description. And what they do, it's like they screw up the circulation of energies in the body, and when it's done that way, then through the let me see if they abduct you, or what do they do actually with all that stuff. It looks like your body is actually, your energy body is fixated in the fixed position in your physical body. I don't see like you're flying out or anything, but you have a strong connection with that scientist who is you, and who's still. That was the whole idea. When you incarnate in both. You incarnate in a humanoid body, and you also incarnate in a crystalline body. Crystalline body is those crystals that I see. So if one of the bodies abducted, like they were, by those robotic short grays, and the tall ones are in charge of them, but then we go in hierarchical pyramid up to Draco. They can get to you as a scientist. So basically, you have interesting ideas. They usually come to you at night, and when they come to you, the reason why they come to you because you're connected with the scientist. The scientist, he draws things, he creates things in his head. He has like structures. Like I see him doing like something with the hands and creating out of his own energy like 3D structures for different experimentations, mostly about creating something. You can call it AI technology built into the biological structure of the planet, but biological structure would dominate, and you would not pass 1.2% of the AI in anything that you would create to make the crystals grow faster, or all those plants or flora, the planets grow faster. For some reason, I see you being focused more on the those particular flowers that you create. They have a very they have big significance to you. I see a lot of them. They look different, like sunflowers, like lotus flowers. Uh, different ones. And you, each and every one of them, I mean, they're like energy structures, and it's a hologram of a creation, you call it. And that creation can give birth to other creations, or can connect to other creations in different dimensions or in different universes. And that's what I like about it. So basically, they wanted your ideas. That's all they wanted from you. And because you wouldn't give them your ideas, because you're well protected in your sixth dimension, the fifth dimension somehow they were able to get to it. That's when they started ripping off, literally like ripping off those crystals. They look precisely like amethyst, kind of like light purplish, like that. That's how you looked. And they just took, and then you change to pink. So it's an interesting thing. Depends on your vibration. You can also change to like whitish kind of color, transparent white. And once they have that, and that is part of you, they can get your ideas. It's like a transmission device, and also the like a crystalline structure computer, crystal computer that uploads your ideas because it's directly connected. And I see a laboratory, and I see it's actually on that serpent and on the Draco. Serpent and Draco, both constellations. The laboratories are very interesting. The structure is built like, it's almost like it's on the one point into the ground, and then there's like this. You would think that it would fall, but no, it's just stable. And when you walk inside, I see the floor is like rays of light coming from the floor, and there's some tubing system under the floor that I see. It goes straight into the ground. I feel like there is some sort of what is this? You know what they have? They have the containers filled with souls, and the souls produce energy for their lab to run. Because when I'm standing in the middle, all I see is like, it's like shelves and desks in between, and there's like this glass big screens, like computer screens, but they're transparent. And it's like they detect the motion and they connect you. They read off of your consciousness. If you, first of all, belong to the lab, they scan you. They're like scanners at the same time. You don't even need to do anything. You just stand in front of the computer, and if it belongs to you as a scientist, they would open up the data. Otherwise, they wouldn't. because they wouldn't do it for me. And I see you're standing right in front of me. You're trying to figure out how to upload all the ideas that they stole from you from that lab. But you're also, what you're doing, you're on that timeline and you're taking that, your own self, you're kind of doing it the other way that usually is done. You're basically like a time traveler. You took your own self as a crystal in the crystalline body, and you returned it to the planet. And I see you growing again back there. So you changed the timeline, and you also send the information to the other crystals, and they're from all over the universe. From our universe, they're all different colors. They're light yellow, they're light green, almost like lime, like different beautiful colors, and they're also different structures. Some of them are tall, like sticks, more obelisk on top type, and others like you're like sprouting different directions like that, like a bush type of thing. So you change the timeline there as if they never took you. And I see like your energy is getting back to you.
You see the energy getting back to me, the human me?
Yeah, you're able to produce my energy without their interference. Yeah, well, I'm looking what you're doing. Basically, your subconscious or your own soul is working at the etheric level, because here's your physical body, here's the energy bodies are all inside your physical body, right? So we exist in both physical and non-physical. So you're doing everything at the etheric level.
Okay.
And your subconscious just reading off the information off of me. And when I'm there, it's like I basically told you. That's, I didn't pronounce it out loud, but what I checked your DNA was you, because sometimes you see, they can play around with you and deceive you. And then I turned you around. I said, look whom you got behind you. I should do something about it. And that's how you started acting. Like, it's almost like your memory came back. And so you call the Draco. Right now you got all those 4 of them frozen. So you got the tall gray, you got the reptilian, and I see this tall Draco behind the reptilian. He's much taller, bigger, almost like a dinosaur in a way, but green. And there is this the other guy, this serpent, he keeps hiding. He's like on a hood, and it's like a rope with a tie, and it's a very ancient serpent race. I got this connection to the Bible, to the all the story. It's like they made it up. They created the whole idea, because they're the ones who are at the root of everything. Because I see a big tree, and I see a serpent, like the story goes. And they're connected to that story. Yeah. Humanoid bodies was a snake face.
Oh, humanoid body with a snake face? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Can I ask you,
Yep.
are any of them somehow, because I have such an issue with the back of my neck, and you had mentioned something in the back of my neck.
Yeah,
Is any of them...
implant. You have an implant there. You have the implant right on the back of your neck, right in the middle, and right above the tailbone. You have 3.
Okay. Yeah. And they're still active? They're still...
Yeah, and I keep seeing, it's hard to, like bricks, kind of like on the both sides of the hips. That's what I see also. And when I touch them, it's a very strange metal. It almost feels like sand mixed with metal. It doesn't belong to Earth. This material is from somewhere else. And that the reason why they put there because
Mm-hmm.
it's like electrical zip, zip, like it zips all this reproduction organs system.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of creates this electrical, a very uncomfortable, I would say, thing to almost like zap and create, start and make the electrical system in your body go in a different route type thing. That's what
Oh
it,
my gosh. Yes, I was told I was spinning in the wrong direction.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it's that's what it's done. And
So
all those implants play a part.
who put them in there?
Well, these are the, let's go by from the head down to, because you have them in the feet also. But
Hmm.
they look different. They look like plates with little wires. It's they had to create the say it's when you when you want to create a special like specific route of electricity in the body the opposite way that it goes normally, you have to put specific points in the body to make it work, and that's what they did. I don't see your I see your chakras almost like they're not really functioning, and they're not really, I don't even know why they even, if they even use those chakra implants, because they put them in everybody. But the main thing is on top of the head. That one that I said, half circle metallic was just three things, was a light bulb type thingy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one. It's like brain processor. So the main fountain of energy, it starts from here,
Mm-hmm.
and it causes, it's like a motor thing. So you take that one out. I asked you, do you
Mm-hmm.
want to ask who put it in? But the thing is, they always use the little grays, because I
Oh,
see
to
two
do
of
it.
them. Yeah, to install the implants. But the technology comes from those Bhutians, from those snake people. Yeah. And they're the ones who installed all of them. It seems like they're really interested in keeping this universe. That's what I'm reading off of them under the under their influence. And they all kind of really, they had to come to agreement, but they really don't like each other.
Mm.
They're fighting over who's the oldest, who came here first. You
Mm-hmm.
know, who can dominate human species and things like
So
that.
the I think because all the headaches start in the back of the head, I have massive headaches, especially I would say the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So
This connected with the wire to on
mhm.
the back,
Yeah, the back.
where the neck goes into the, yeah. And so when you're taking it off,
Hmm.
I see it cracked, like it creeped, because there's like a cable, it goes in there, and there's a cable goes to the second one, and another one to the third one. So it's all like you're taking it out, it almost looks like kind of like a snake head with the 1, 2, 3. That's what you're holding right now, your etheric body. Uh, the interesting bulb thing, it has a spinning like a ring, and you can make it more intense. What you're talking headache, it comes from the intensity of the flow of electricity in you, and that's like artificially created electricity. So your body is trying to fight against it, creates a huge disbalance, like two energies creating sparks, and those sparks hit you, all your nerves, and that's why you get this, uh, headaches or pains, or it can shoot everywhere, because that's how nerves, central
I've
nervous
actually
system.
I've been feeling that, yeah, like sap feelings, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what they do. To get more energy out of you, they would turn on the programs more and more related to your energy bodies to activate, to basically push more for all those feelings that you accumulated in those lives before this life to make you into certain vibrational levels. So they need this, but they're basically just like charging, taking your energy for the laboratories that they have. That's what they need for the energy and to get your ideas. Those two things. So yeah, so you're taking those out, and they're kind of like they might influence your liver, like your kidneys, your uterus, you know, this reproductive organs. I feel like they're pushing kind of your stomach also too. Those energetically, because they were doing these. Um, and so chakras, they're kind of like funny, flingy, flimsy kind of things. You just kind of lined them up and took them out. They were just sitting there, taking up space, basically. There was barely energy circulating in those things, and they wouldn't really use it. They would drain your energy through your head most of the time. So there is one thing though, the little plates, they look like rectangular plates, right? Here's the toes, right under that, like, toe.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's where they are. We took them out, and there's just like tiny little red kind of cable wires, tiny, tiny thin. It's almost like they're overlapping their circulatory system. So I feel like it would also, the whole construction was influencing your cardiovascular system, circulation of the blood, um, because they're interested in combination of your DNA. It's almost like as if your DNA was the combination of that Syrian and Arcturian. They are interested in that, but it's mostly Arcturian.
So when they put this implants, do they do it when you're a baby or in the womb or as a young child? When did they put this stuff in?
Well, they put it on life number 7,
Okay.
and so you came. See, when you mentioned about it, I see you die as an old guy in Poland, and speak Polish. I see your 2 sons, and one is single, another one he has 2 children. And you're kind of like the both holding your hands, and you're just, I see you coming out from your nose, like your energy comes out, and it's like a program clicks. You don't really, because I see you religious in that life. I see it was a cross, and I see you having like a movie in your head that what you believed in would happen after death, so the physical. You saw it as a movie, like a life review or whatever there was that you would see Jesus. You saw it quickly, like, but it wasn't reality. It was just a movie put as a program in your consciousness,
Right.
because those implants were with you all the time, and they could control it. And I see you, you know, right away, you're in a girl body.
Oh, so right into
And
reincarnation. Okay, gotcha.
right, and what comes to me, Kansas City right away. So that's what they did, and it's kind of like deception. At because I also see sometimes they do when they need to buy time for something else to replace implants and things like that. They would put you into this they have this holograms like platforms, and then that would create this reptilian would pose as a Jesus figure and all this, create a holographic image of it around, things like that. I've seen that too happen, but you more function on a program. There's programs in your consciousness that they put from life to life, how it's going to go according to your beliefs that you develop throughout the life. So you took all the implants out, telling you to put them in the just opening a portal. I'm showing you how to draw it, to draw in a portal like a door. Just drawing them out. I see they brought some book, and the book on top is it's like a snake with the open mouth with the teeth. The book has 50 pages. It's like they created multiple 50 life scenarios as it comes, but you just did the 8. This is the 9th. And they change them according to how you go, what your free will, how strong your free will is in this life. The thing is, you're more of an old soul in a way that all the lives you've lived in this universe, you've been on this binary star in Arcturus, and you've been on Sirius, you've been kind of like the place, you've been traveling back and forth through this nebula portals. Like I see M16 by serpents right here, constellation, and then Puris M3 right here. So you've been like going back and forth, and you acquired all this wisdom from there, and it really transpired in this life because you're very strong-willed. You're clear-minded. You're just clear. You know, in your case, it's that your rational mind is guiding the subconscious, and they're working more in tandem rather than separate. Even though they try to create all these layers, all this electrical constant trying to kind of misguide you and split up that connection in between the subconscious and conscious, but they just didn't succeed in that much, because you're stronger than that. You believe in yourself more than they thought you would. Yeah, you were a knight in the second life, just a Roman Empire type of interesting. I see you holding a baby. It's like you're saving babies, like you're helping so the guys here, they're holding those like sticks, metallic ones, spears, right?
Okay.
And they're trying to take the babies from the regular folks, and you're just doing the opposite. Even though you're with them, you're supposed to do the same, but you woke up there too. I mean, all the timelines that I see right now, it's like they were pushing at the same level, and I see like it's almost like fireworks, and your consciousness just, at the same time you woke up. It's kind of like a domino effect. Like one start understanding, got to a certain level of understanding, and this pushing the other one slowly, and now you're all on the same kind of consciousness level in all the lives. But I see you. I told you you can do whatever you want with the book, and tell them that you refuse all these contracts because I'm telling you to ask them what did they want to do, and what did they promise you, and you're saying that they just wanted to own me, and in return they told you that you would be reunited with your family. It was your little son. You don't call it a son, but you kind of call it differently, but like an offspring more. And you agreed because you had just no choice. Because they also it's almost like they fractured. They made, no, not the right word. They didn't fracture, but I see it's almost like lightning bolts. Like imagine needles would penetrate the the crystalline structure, and with that, they would prevent you from raising your vibration and waking up, and that's done to keep you in stasis type thing, which you changed already, and now you're doing this, and like with your index finger, it's like a lighter. It sends a spark, and the book's pages like exploding. And I see just the cover left. There's nothing inside because the book is like this. It's pretty thick. Those 50 pages are gone. So you're throwing it in a portal and you're creating like a circle of fire. So it goes through and it burns up. So the contracts are gone. And now I'm telling you, so you can just like tell the beings connected to you to march all into the portal back to where they came from. Because now you discover them and you have power over them when you know what is going on. So I see them going into the portal. You close the portal. The interesting part is when you remove these implants in your spinal cord, so you close the portal, they're gone. So when now the sections are all, the energy starts to circulating the right way, so I don't see this division anymore in your energy sphere. It's just like one circle of energy. And yeah, the DNA, because I'm telling you, I'll check your DNA. And you're showing me the number 52, the 52 strands. And on those pinning things, those are like holding. They were kind of, it's when you hold something and also turn the function off. Those implants were for that, and they were somehow connected through the central nervous system, spinal cord, to your DNA, because that's when it lays. And
Can I ask you? So
yes,
I would have, when I would be out in a crowd, I would have this feeling of like almost like I couldn't handle, like the nervous system would seem overwhelmed. Was that those implants somehow? It wasn't anything to do with the people. It was me with the crowds.
it's you reacting to the electromagnetic fields of different people, because you're already going on, it's like you turn the volume up, all the way up,
Mm-hmm.
and there would just be too much for
Too
you.
much. That's exactly what it felt. Yeah, like I had to always not look or like ground myself or avoid crowds. All the
Right.
options. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're like a receiver and also a conductor. So this is just going right through you. Because the other electromagnetic fields that people have, you, Acer, is a huge antenna, walking antenna basically, kind of like that. So all the impulses will go through you at the same time, including yours. So yeah, that your original DNA is back to normal. what you're doing is, it's almost like you got, you what you did, I told you to cleanse your emotional and mental bodies, and you're showing me, look at the fibers everywhere. And it's like, what does it remind me? It's like hairs, but naturally with little receptors, like a cell would have on all the sides. Uh, that's how they look like, and you're taking them out. Those are from different lives, and those are like micro antennas on each one, connected to the some dramatic events, some some traumas. And when you get a feeling from somebody, or somebody says something to you, it might ignite one of those fibers connected to some emotions, and then you would start feeling something, and it's hard for you to stop it. It's like a fireball of energy inside you type thing, like a snowball. It's getting growing bigger, and it's hard for you to do it because you're like overpowered. You used to be overpowered by those implants that you took out now, so you're cleansing. You're just like literally pulling those. And I also told you to, you can initiate the process of regeneration of all your tissues and all those spots where you used to have your implants in, just to fill them up with your own energy, because you're the one who's a creative being. You can create anything at the etheric level. It just takes, all it takes is a thought and the intention, and it happens. It's gonna take some time for the 2.1, 2.2 like weeks to fully feel, the all the changes, because they're gonna unwind. Your body still kind of runs on autopilot. It still remembers how it's been feeling before, how it used to feel in a certain situation, let's say. And then right now you're kind of slightly because it happens automatically in sessions, like you raise your consciousness even higher because you understand what was happening to you in details, and those details provide you information for your conscious mind, because we connect subconscious and conscious in the session, to reprogram yourself. So, if I'm going now, I used to feel that way, but now if I start feeling that way, those implants are gone. So I'm in control. I just raise my vibration. I'm protected in my energy sphere. Nobody's influencing me. So I'm going to have a totally, totally different feeling. It's kind of like that. It's going to take a little bit, of work, because the analogy would be like if you hit a spider, right, and his soul is out, but his body still keeps running and the legs are moving. It's kind of like that, because our physical bodies are, like they say, we're creatures of habits, So.
But could I ask you the name? Is there any way to translate the name of the scientist in that life? Would that be? I don't know if this is how you would ask this. The highest um, life, energetically and consciousness. Would
It
that be
came to
that
me
type?
right away. It
Mm-hmm.
came to me right away. It's
I'm sorry.
Sourus, like
Uh,
a Saurus, like a Saurus.
oh,
But you pronounce it differently. You pronounce it Saurus, like this, because you don't have the same,
yeah.
you know. Uh, but you're very I feel you as a masculine energy. Like you're very determined, fast, clear, like that crystal, very clear-minded type energy. Streamlined, you know, kind of like that. There's
Yep.
no hesitation. There's no. write aloud. There's just like if you decided you just do it, you know precisely what you want. So,
I do have some questions. Is this a good time to ask?
sure, yeah, you can ask. Mm-hmm.
So